just wanted to mention a few of the new products I bought, because I've had Beebo for a fair few months now, and I thought she might do a bit better in a completely natural setup. So I've been inspired by some German hamster cages where there is really like minimal to no plastic. So I went ahead and bought a few wooden things for this setup, and I'll see how she likes it, but I have a feeling she's going to do a lot better in it. Right, so I know everything's still in the packaging, but if you've ever bought products like this before, you'll know as soon as you take the plastic off, the wood gets everywhere, and I don't want to get all over my bed. So you'll see what it's like when they're set up in the cage. But I just have some wooden steps, a very large burrow box. Beebo's had one of these before, but it was like the small one they do at Pets at Home. So I got her a slightly bigger one here. We have this little, is it a willow tunnel? But this little tunnel here. A little corner house, this grass nest, and then this little log here. Okay, so here's a quick overlook of the cage. And at the moment it's still got on the DIY lid, but to go over everything in the cage I will take that off, but that's just what that looks like. Mine is just all one lid. I know some people have split theirs into two, which seems like such a good idea, and I might do that to mine in the future, but for now it's all just as one. Okay, so starting with the first section of the cage, we have at the back the wheel. This is the 28cm Trixie wheel, and I bought this from Amazon. I couldn't find a good enough sized wheel in Pets at Home, so I had to start looking online, and I found these, and they're so cheap for what they are, and they're really good and silent as well. So much so that even though my Robo didn't need a new wheel, I went and bought him the smaller one just because I loved how quiet they were. Then we have the food bowl, the water bottle. I really like these glass ones from Living World. I have both of those in both my cages. And then finally this sand bath. So this is a serving dish from Ikea. I think it was about £3, and I really like it. It's a really good size. And you may notice that the bedding is a bit thin in this area, just because I find it works best for the water bottle and the wheel to be on lower bedding. So as you see, it gets deeper up that end, but if I had the wheel up there, it would like rub against the mesh top of the lid sometimes, so I don't have it up that end at the moment. Okay, so in the next section we have a couple of the new things. These are what the steps look like. I opened it up. So I had some issues getting them to stand up. I had to really anchor them around the bedding because it was just, I think they're just uneven. I might have had like a dodgy like set, I guess. I know they're all made of like out of natural wood and stuff, so they're not going to be exactly the same, but mine had just like a bit of a rock in it, like a table, like an old table that rocks. It was kind of like that, but I do think it's pretty secure with all the bedding around it, so I'm not worried about it or anything. Then under that we have the grass nest. Now this was something I would kind of just scrolled past on Zooplus, I think, but I was completely won over because the hamster in the picture looked exactly like mine. So it caught my attention, so I started to have a look at it, and I was like, oh wow, that's actually like a really good size. And Beebo does like weave in and out of it. It has two holes, so one at the front and then one at the back, so she can get through it, and I think it works really nicely there. Just this side we have a tomato chew. Moving on to the front of the cage, we have these like two ball chews, the different textured wood. These came in a pack of 3 from the range. The other one was like really thin and didn't last long at all. But these I've had for a little bit, and Beebo hasn't completely destroyed them yet. I don't think she's really chewed this one at all. But this one, you can see that some of the bits, you know, that they're disconnected, and I have picked up some bits that have been completely ripped off, so I know she's enjoying that one. Moving on to the back, we have this really large burrow box, which if you can hear, Beebo is actually underneath right now. She dug down there and she is sleeping under there, which I'm not the happiest with, but you know, I've given her hides and things, but she'd just rather sleep under there. So I think in the future I might have to put some legs on it, because I'm just worried about it falling on her, because obviously there's quite a lot of bedding underneath it, but if she digs it all out it will become a little unstable. I do really like it. It is massive, but that is what I wanted. I wanted like the biggest one they sell, because I think Trixie do one as well that's slightly smaller. But this one was actually on offer on Zooplus, so I went for this one. Then moving along, we have the willow tunnel. So this bit here is where the bedding kind of changes over. I like to do both wood shavings and either Carefresh, Katie Clean Cozy, like a paper-based bedding as well. So it goes up to there. I've tried both Clean and Cozy and Carefresh. I think I prefer Clean and Cozy. I couldn't find it for a while, but I bought some off Amazon. And not only is it cheaper, but I think it actually feels way nicer. So I think I'll continue to buy that. But I have bought a couple of really large bags that I bought on Black Friday, and I've still got some left. So I have plenty of bedding. Then buried in the bedding is this wooden log. It's like half buried, but like she can get under it, and I've seen her go under. Then we have this little mushroom chew that came in the same pack as a tomato that's down there. And talking about chews, I actually missed one. There is, you can see it like a little bit, there's like a little orange, like a 3D orange that Beebo's tried to take into her nest. She always tries to drag a chew into her nest. I don't know if that's like normal, but she's always done it. But I think she's having trouble getting it completely under the burrow box. And then finally we have the corner hut. I really like this. Really impressed with it. It's a good size for a Syrian as well. And you get the little platform on top of it where I've put this. It's the box from what the vegetable chews came in. Because it was like a vegetable crate, like selection thing. And in there I've put in some wood shavings, and I've mixed in, there's some dried herbs, some twigs and leaves and things from forage mixes, to make her a little forage box to dig around in. So yeah, that's pretty much everything in the cage. I do really like this cage. I don't think you can get a better cage than the Detolf, especially for the money. I think you do get a lot of cage for your money. And yeah, that's it really. I hope you liked the cage tour. I've never really done a completely natural setup before, which is why I bought a lot of new items from Zooplus for this one. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. I'll see you next time. Bye.